1, 2, 3, 4. There's a bat in my hat. There's a bat in my shoe. There's a bat in my lunchbox. What should I do? There's a bat on the TV. There's a bat on my chair. There's a bat in my bathtub. Bats are everywhere. Yeah. Bats make me batty. I want to run and hide. Maybe I can get away if I go outside. Bats make me batty. Make me want to scream. I guess I shouldn't be surprised. After all, it's Halloween. There's a bat in my tree. There's a bat on the stairs. Bats all around me, even in the air. There's a bat on my cat. There's a bat in my bed. I even think there might be a bat on my head. Bats make me batty. I want to run and hide. Maybe I can get away if I go outside. Bats make me batty. Make me want to scream. I guess I shouldn't be surprised. After all, it's Halloween. Yeah, Halloween. Whoa. Here we go.
Are you a scaredy cat? You know what? I thought it'd be fun if I read this book to you called Scaredy Cat Splat. It's really kind of a funny book. Mom! Cried Splat. There's a scary spider on my jack-o'-lantern. He's small and hairy with really funny eyes. Splat's voice wobbled with worry. But you're small and hairy with really funny eyes, said his mom. Splat thought for a moment. But I haven't got 8 legs, he replied. If you had, maybe you'd be a scary spider too, teased his mom. Splat made a scary spider face. Splat's mom caught the spider under a glass jar. Splat looked closely at the spider. It didn't look so scary now that it was trapped. Can I take the spider to school for Halloween? Asked Splat. We've all made jack-o'-lanterns, and everyone is dressing up in costumes, and Mrs. Wimpy Dimple is going to tell a ghost story, and there's a prize for the scariest cat, and I want to be the scariest cat. So, can I please take the spider to school? Please, he added without taking a breath. Okay, said his mom. Where's your Halloween costume? Asked his mom. Splat pulled a broom from the closet and sat astride it. Aha! Look at me! I'm a scary witch's cat, cried Splat, racing around the kitchen. You certainly are scary, said his mom. Then disaster struck. Splat tripped over his tail, and with a crack, the broom handle snapped in two. His scary witch's cat costume was ruined. Now I've got nothing to wear, Splat groaned. Even Seymour couldn't console him. Splat's mom had an idea. She stuffed some old socks with scrunched up newspaper and tied them to Splat with string. There, she said. Splat looked in the mirror and jumped back with a squeal. Ho! I scared myself, he said. He looked again, and this time he smiled. Look at me, he cried, waving his sock legs. I'm a big, scary sock spider. Splat placed his jack-o'-lantern and spider on his wagon and set off to school. On the way, he met Spike, dressed as a mummy, and Plank, dressed as a skeleton. They're pretty scary, said Splat. Seymour nodded and trembled a little. But I'm scarier, said Splat. Splat made his scariest spider face and growled. Grrr. Spike and Plank didn't even blink. Instead, Boo! Cried Spike. Boo! Cried Plank. Splat yelped and jumped high in the air and landed in a heap. Aww, Splat sighed. Spike and Plank are both scarier than me. Seymour nodded and trembled a little bit more. I'll never win the prize for scariest cat, cried Splat. The sock spider, the skeleton, and the mummy continued on their way to school. In class, everyone showed their jack-o'-lanterns. Splat's jack-o'-lantern made everyone laugh. "Aww," Splat sighed, "I'll never win the prize for scariest cat." Seymour shook his head. Everyone placed flashlights in their jack-o'-lanterns, and Mrs. Wimpy Dimple turned down the lights and whispered in her best ghost story voice. "In the dark, dark wood, there's a dark, dark house. And in the dark, dark house, there's a dark, dark room. And in the dark, dark room, there's a dark, dark box. And in the dark, dark box, there's a ghost!" Mrs. Wimpy Dimple cried. The class jumped with fright. Splat was so startled his tail whipped around and sent his jack-o'-lantern spinning through the air. And what goes up must come down. Splat! Unable to see anything, Splat stumbled around the classroom. Everyone shrieked as the pumpkin head glared at them and made strange whooing noises. Mrs. Wimpy Dimple turned on the lights and lifted up the wayward jack-o'-lantern. The shrieking turned to laughter as Splat fell out. Calm down, hushed Mrs. Wimpy Dimple. Now, class, who should win the prize for being the scariest cat? Splat! They all cheered. The end. Dusting off my pointy hat, waking up my sleepy bed. Yeah, I look good and green, you know what I mean. 'Cause I'm the queen of Halloween. Shining up my favorite room, listening to some scary tune, warming up my best scream. 'Cause I'm the queen of Halloween. Now you've seen ghosts, werewolves, a goblin or two, but they can't do what I can do. I can fly on a broom and make creepy sounds too. Yeah, I can scare the pants off of you. All my pumpkins are in a row. The moon is full and I'm ready to go. If you like my tricks, you're in for a treat. 'Cause I'm the queen of Halloween. Now you've seen ghosts, werewolves, a goblin or two, but they can do what I can do. I can fly on a broom and make creepy sounds too. Yeah, I can scare the pants off of you as you walk around on Beggar's Night, a little scared in the moonlight. Then you hear an awful spooky scream. It's just me, the queen of Halloween. Yeah, it's me, the queen of Halloween. Happy Halloween! I want to teach you a song about 5 little pumpkins. It goes like this. 5 little pumpkins sitting on a gate, The first one said, "Oh my, it's getting late." The second one said, "There are witches in the air." The third one said, "But we don't care." The fourth one said, "Let's run and run and run." The fifth one said, "I'm ready for some fun." Ooh, went the wind and out went the lights, and the 5 little pumpkins rolled out of sight. This is a very scary song about a witch's brew. Stirring and stirring and stirring our brew. Ooh, ooh. Stirring and stirring and stirring our brew. Ooh, ooh. Tip-toe, tip-toe, tip-toe. Boo! This is a scary song about the ghost of John. Have you seen the ghost of John? Long white bones with the skin all gone. Ooh, wouldn't it be chilly with no skin on? So Caitlin and Isabella and Christina, be good little girls when you go trick-or-treating on Halloween. Happy Halloween, Caitlin, Isabella, and Christina. Last year, I taught you some Halloween songs. This year, I'm gonna read a book with you. So, get the book, A Very Brave Witch. And let's read it together. You're not going to believe this, but poof! I'm a witch. My favorite holiday? Well, what do you think? That's right, Halloween. I love the decorations. And I especially love the costumes. You might not believe this, but most witches are afraid of humans. Did she say humans? Why? Because, well, humans aren't green like us. I'm not afraid though. I've done my research. Here are the facts, strange but true. Most humans are afraid to fly. Most humans do not wear pointy hats. Humans are rarely known to cackle. Ha, 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 ha. Nothing too bad except, you know, the green thing. It's time for this brave witch to take a closer look. Hang on, kitty. We're going in. Listen, what's that I hear those humans saying? Trick a tree? No one can trick a tree like me. Vroom, swoop. Zoom! Yikes! Are you okay? A real human. Sweet costume. That was quite a spill. I'm being touched by a human hand. I've always dreamed of flying. Flying? Have I got a treat for you? Hop on! Some witches, the very brave ones, are not afraid of humans. And some humans, the very brave ones, are not afraid to fly. Happy Halloween! Hey, you guys aren't afraid of witches, are you? Happy Halloween! Last year, we read a story about a brave little witch. This year, we're going to read a book about going to my house called We're Off to Find the Witch's House. My house. We're off to find the witch's house. Which house? The witch's house. We're off to find the witch's house, but we're not afraid. No, we're not afraid. We're creeping down the witch's street. Which street? The witch's street. We're creeping down the witch's street, but we're not afraid. No, we're not afraid. We're slinking by a blinking owl, a winking owl, a blinking owl. Wave goodbye to the winking owl, watching with one eye. We're skedaddling past a skeleton, a skittle-scattling skeleton, a skinny, grinning skeleton, shake-rattling its bones. We're bolting by Big Frankenstein, the herky-jerky lurching kind, his heavy head held on with twine. Watch out! Don't go too close. We're galloping past a ghastly ghost, a mostly misty, ghostly ghost, a flying, floating, twisty ghost, swishing through the dark. We're rambling past a howling wolf, a scowling wolf, a growling wolf, a hairy, scary, glaring wolf, prowling in the park. We're scrambling past Count Dracula, a shirking, lurking Dracula, with flowing cape spectacular and fangs that glow so bright. We're running by a mummy now. I hope we'll make it by somehow. I think I want my mommy now. Here, hold my hand tight. 'Cause we're coming to the witch's house. Which house? The witch's house. We're coming to the witch's house with bats and spider webs. We're knocking on the witch's door. Which door? The witch's door. We're knocking on the witch's door. It opens with a screech! She is. She's standing there. She's standing where? She's standing there. There she is. She's standing there. And we all scream, trick or treat! really like Halloween, sometimes I think there are some really scary things that happen at Halloween. I thought I would read you a book that has something to do with, should we be scared at Halloween or just a little bit surprised? The book is called A Trick or a Treat. It's Halloween night and the trick-or-treaters thought they saw a witch. They were a little bit scared, but it isn't a witch at all. What a relief. Next, they see a spooky ghost. They're a little bit scared.
Boo, I'm a scary ghost. Boo, boo.
It's not a ghost at all. Oh, what a relief. Then the children think they see a werewolf coming after them. They are a little bit scared, but it isn't a werewolf at all. It's a wet and shaggy dog. Oh, what a relief. You're not a werewolf, are you, baby girl? No, you're not a werewolf. That can't be a real witch in the window. Kids aren't even a little bit scared. Yikes! It is a real witch! The trick-or-treaters all run home as fast as they can, and then they drink hot chocolate and share their candy. Oh, what a relief. Next, I'm going to read you a book about a little ghost whose name was Ben, but he had a problem. He didn't know how to say boo. Ben watched his brothers and sisters swoop through the cave, shrieking and howling, but he didn't join them. All week long, Ben had stood in front of the mirror, puckering his lips. As hard as he tried, the little ghost couldn't say boo. Who's ever heard of a ghost who can't say boo? He thought. With a whoosh, Ben's brother Boris landed beside him. Come on, Ben, he said. Tonight's Halloween, and you haven't even scared anyone yet. I know, Ben said with a sigh. Sadly, Ben flew far into the forest where no one could hear him practice. He sat in a tree and took a deep breath and puckered his lips. Hoo! Ben's voice bounced off the tall pine trees. Hoo, hoo! Yourself, said a high, clear voice. Ben looked up and saw a large owl sitting on a branch. Owls say, hoo, said the owl. You're supposed to say, boo! I know, Ben said, and he flew out of the forest and into a meadow, where he tried again. Ben took a deep breath, puffed up his chest, and puckered his lips. Moo! He bellowed. Moo yourself, said a low, deep voice. Peering at Ben through the lush green grass was a cow. Cows say, moo, it said. You're supposed to say, boo. I know, Ben said. I'll never be a scary Halloween ghost, he thought. Ben flew off and came to a long stone bridge. There he stopped, took his deepest breath ever, and puckered his lips. Coo! He wailed. Coo, coo. Yourself, came his soft, sweet voice. A bird in a nest under the bridge ruffled its feathers and said, Doves say coo. You're supposed to say boo. It's no use, Ben said, and he started to cry. Ben flew back to the forest crying. Suddenly, a brown bat swooped down and landed on his shoulder. Boo-hoo! Boo-hoo! The bat mocked him. What's this? A scary ghost crying on Halloween? Boo-hoo yourself, Ben mumbled. Boo-hoo! Boo-hoo! Boo! Hey! I said boo! He shouted. Boo! 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 Eek! Squeaked the bat, and it flew off, trembling. Boo! Boo! Scaredy bat! Ben shouted after it. That Halloween night, when Ben joined Boris and all the other ghosts, his boo was the scariest of all. 10 timid ghosts. 10 timid ghosts in a haunted house. A witch moved in and wanted them out. One saw a skeleton and let out a whine. He flew to the woods, and then there were 9. 9 timid ghosts in a haunted house. A witch moved in and wanted them out. One saw a bat and didn't wait. She flew to the woods, and then there were 8. 8 timid ghosts in a haunted house. A witch moved in and wanted them out. One saw a ghoul and screamed, "Oh my heaven!" He flew to the woods, and then there were 7. 7 timid ghosts in a haunted house. A witch moved in and wanted them out. One saw a cat. What a terrible fix! She flew to the woods, and then there were 6. 6 timid ghosts in a haunted house. A witch moved in and wanted them out. One saw an owl and took a dive. He flew to the woods, and then there were 5. 5 timid ghosts in a haunted house. A witch moved in and wanted them out. One saw a vampire and dashed to the door. She flew to the woods, and then there were 4. 4 timid ghosts in a haunted house. A witch moved in and wanted them out. One saw a monster and was as scared as could be. He flew to the woods, and then there were 3. 3 timid ghosts in a haunted house. A witch moved in and wanted them out. One saw a spider, and what did she do? She flew to the woods, and then there were 2. 2 timid ghosts in a haunted house. A witch moved in and wanted them out. One saw a rat and started to run. He flew to the woods, and then there was 1. 1 clever ghost in a haunted house. A witch moved in and wanted her out. She saw the witch coming undone. She flew to the woods, and then there were none. 10 angry ghosts in the deep, dark wood. That witch is too tricky and just no good. This isn't fair. We live in there. Let's band together and give her a scare. 1 mean old witch in a haunted house. 10 brave ghosts wanted her out. Boo! The witch saw the ghost and howled with fear. She tore out of the door screaming, "Get me out of here!"
Trick or treat!
Happy Halloween! I wonder what Grandpa's doing. Oh, he's asleep. Let's play a trick on him. I know he doesn't like bees, so... Hey, Grandpa! Wake up! Wake up!
Ah, bee!
I don't like bees. I don't like bees. I don't want any bees around. I don't like that buzzing sound, 'cause I don't like bees. If you're a bee, buzz off, buzz off. If you're a bee, buzz off, buzz off. I'm asking you so pretty please. I don't want any bees around me. If you're a bee, buzz off, buzz off. I don't like bees. I don't like bees. I don't want any bees around. I don't like that buzzing sound, 'cause I don't like bees, but I do like honey.
What? There's a what? There's pee in my bed.
There's a bee on my head? Bee on my head!
Bees are buzzing in the flowering trees. Buzz, buzz, busily, busily bees. Bzz, 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 bzz. Bees are buzzing in the flowering trees. Bees are buzzing in the flowering trees. Buzz, buzz, busily, busily bees. Bzz, 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 bzz. Bees are buzzing in the flowering trees. Bees, busy bees, busy.
Happy Halloween! This year for Halloween, I thought I would read you sort of a silly book called Froggy's Halloween. For Froggy, Halloween meant candy, but it also meant dressing up, and he wondered, what should I be for Halloween? I know, cried Froggy. Super Frog! Flying high over the city, faster than a dragonfly, stronger than a bullfrog. No, maybe something spooky. I know, cried Froggy. Ghost Frog. He poked 2 holes in his mother's best white sheet and draped it over his head. Ooh. No, no, no. Something scarier. I know, cried Froggy. Vampire Frog. He put on his black cape, zwoosh, pulled on his mom's black tights, zop, put on his slick black wig, zat, and said in his best Dracula voice, trick or treat, smell my feet, give me something good to eat. If you don't, I don't care, I'll pull down your underwear. Froggy, called his mother. What? Halloween's not until next week. You're supposed to be doing your homework, dear. But I'm Count von Frogula, said Froggy. Vampire frogs don't do homework. Froggy's mother laughed. Vampires have fangs, she said. You're a toothless wonder. Oops, cried Froggy, covering his mouth. So all week at school, Froggy wondered, what should I be for Halloween? A football player? A cowboy? A vampire? Froggy! cried his teacher, Miss Witherspoon. What? Kindly keep your mind on your work, dear. But his mind was on Halloween. Every day after school, he got ready. He carved crazy pumpkins. He hung sticky spider webs all over the front of his house. He hung his mother's sheet like a ghost in the wind, and he practiced. Trick or treat, smell my feet, give me something good to eat. If you don't, I don't care, I'll pull down your underwear. At last, it was the night before Halloween, and all through the house there were creaking sounds and scratching sounds. Froggy was a little scared. He shivered in his bed and imagined ghosts and goblins and werewolves and witches. Witches? Zap! I know, cried Froggy. I'll be the Frog Prince for Halloween. And in the morning, he put on his black cape, zwoosh, pulled on his mom's black tights, zup, put on his slick black wig, zat, plunked on a gold crown, zunk, and flashed his mighty sword. Ta-da! At the Halloween parade at school, all the girls thought he looked really cute, especially Froggalina. And that night, when the dark crept in and all the ghosts and goblins crept out to trick or treat, boo! Princess Froggalina leapt out and chased after the Frog Prince to give him a kiss. "Eee!" cried Froggy. He was never more scared in all of his life. He leapfrogged over his mother. He leapfrogged over his father. He leapfrogged over his friend Max and flopped up Max's steps. Flop, flop, splat! He tripped on the porch and Froggalina fell on top of him. The door flew open and uh-oh, there stood the wickedest witch in the world. "Trick or treat," squeaked Froggy, looking more red in the face than green. Luckily, Froggalina ran away, and the witch turned out to be Max's grandma. And that Halloween, Froggy got tons of candy, but his sword had torn a hole in his candy bag, and by the time he got home, all of his candy was gone. "Oh no," cried Froggy. "What's the matter?" asked his mother. He showed her his empty bag. "Well, you're in luck," said his mother, holding up a full bowl. "I guess nobody liked my treats." And what do you think she gave him? Chocolate-covered flies. "Yum," cried Froggy, "my favorite. Munch, crunch, munch." Now I'm going to read you a book that's a little bit scary called In a Dark, Dark Wood. In a dark, dark wood, there was a dark, dark house. And in that dark, dark house, there was a dark, dark room. And in that dark, dark room, there was a dark, dark cupboard. And in that dark, dark cupboard, there was a dark, dark shelf. And on that dark, dark shelf, there was a dark, dark box. And in that dark, dark box, there was a ghost! Get out of here, ghost. You don't scare me.
Oh, it's a witch! Oh no, a witch!
Get out